What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt, and do your own DD. Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. We're going to break down the TA, we're going to look at the options chain, we're going to of course go through both Ortex and Fintel. I've got a very little bit of meta news for you. We're going to briefly touch on the Fed talk, and then at the end of the video, my prediction. So today we opened up the day at $4.92, exactly where I said we should open up, like we should every single day, right around our close. We hit a low of $4.84, basically right out of the gate, a high of $5.20, where we did get rejected, and closed at $5.13. We were up 5% on the day. Actually a little over, about 5.25% on the day. And we did it on a very low 10 million in volume. And I'm going to tell you, just about half of that was short volume. That's right. We stayed green, we went heavy green, and we were heavily shorted. It's amazing on how this is working, how our beautiful stock is finding enough buying power, enough buying pressure, buying volume to overpower the short positions. They can't drag the stock down. They've been trying. Even on our red days, our recent red days, it's been so minimal, and they have been pounding us and pounding us. In fact, we can go to our chart here in a little bit, our little worksheet, and show how heavily they short us and how little they're taking. So, let's carry on. I'm rambling. So basically, after we hit 520, knowing 520 was going to be a strong resistance, in fact, I did say that if we started to make a run, expect 520 to be a bounce point, and it did. It rejected there, and unfortunately, we didn't make another test of 520 to see if we can crack through it. But that's all right. Again, consolidating basically through the rest of the day. Now, yes, this isn't true consolidation. This is consolidation. This here is consolidation, which I've said in the past, and I will always say, anytime you can consolidate into the close of the day, that is fantastic, especially when it's consolidating on top of a key level of support. 510 is a nice support. So, yeah, we had short attack there, in there, a lot there. That's about it. Let's carry on. Let's go to this chart. Basically showing you that this is the 1 hour chart. So I go 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day. And in the 1 hour chart, we have broke through our descending triangle right here. Now, I will tell you that descending triangles are not always a bullish signal. In fact, they're not normally bullish at all. However, with my confidence in Meta, and knowing that we have been holding off those short positions pretty well recently, I was pretty strong that we were going to break out of this triangle in the northerly direction. So we did. We did today, actually. Wasn't expecting today, but it happened. Fantastic. Now what we got to do is hold that. In fact, here's the 1 day chart. We have barely broke out on the 1 day. What we need to do is open again, like I always say, in the same spot, and hold above this for one full trading day, one trading session. Okay, that confirms a breakout of a trend. This was the trend. This is the breakout start, not the confirmation. Don't think that the 1 hour chart is the confirmation either. Yes, you can confirm that it broke out for today, but it does not mean that the volume will sustain and continue the breakout. On the 1 day chart, it shows you that. We need to confirm a full trading session out of this channel. All right, let's carry on. Oh, and that's to confirm the reverse of the trend. Sorry. Let's carry on. Where do we want to go next, guys? Options chain. So right here, 12,263 calls, 1,848 puts. That's 90% calls, 10% puts. Total of 14,111 options contracts traded today. If anybody's really curious on how to look at this, if you really want to nerd out, you can come into TD. This is Thinkorswim. They have a really good breakdown for their options chain. That's why I like to use their options chain. You can actually look and see where all of the options were purchased throughout the day. Stuff like they have a ticker tape, just like the standard stock does. Okay. Also, you can look at your product depth charts if you really, really want to get into it. And this will help tell you all your different call levels. These are different dates, all these colors, different dates, and what their current implied volatility is and its trajectory. So, yeah. Maybe we'll do that in a video one day, explaining what all of this stuff is. Oh, implied volatility, way down, 135.5%. That is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to expect to see, once the volume starts picking back up for Meta, I would expect to see this start climbing back up, because what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing a lot of calls start coming into the money, and the volatility of each one of the calls will start changing the implied volatility of the overall stock. Plus, when the volatility of the stock itself changes, this will also change. So between all the different things, when the volume pours in, this will come back up. And in all honesty, none of that matters. At this present moment in time, I got a feeling the implied volatility could take a nosedive off a cliff. It's not going to make a difference. People are very interested in this company. That's being talked about. We're starting to see a lot of bullish news. We're being seen on television, articles coming out left and right. It's fantastic for us. The more bullish news we see, the better off we are. The IV can just go out the window as far as I'm concerned. And now, of course, I don't mean that most literally. Please don't get mad at me. I'm just saying. It seems to me it doesn't matter where it sits. We've got buyers. Let's move on to this guy. Ortex. What is this? Guys, listen. So every morning before market open, I put out my Twitter briefing. I've been doing it on StockTwits too. Getting really good at it too. I may have missed it this morning though. I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry. My days run together. Utilization is almost maxed out. We're at 98.72%. Our short interest percentage went up for the day by almost a full 8%. Our current short interest, estimated short interest, this is by Ortex, 85% of the exchanges, this is basically the NASDAQ, is 51.5 million shares. Okay. That is 22.27% of the free float shorted on the market. All right, fantastic. That's good for us. Bad for the hedgies. Bad for the market makers. The higher these numbers go, especially when the cost to borrow goes up, the more they're paying, the more it hurts. Now, don't get me wrong. The more it hurts for them, the harder they're going to try and bring the stock down. So don't think that they're letting off on a permanent basis. They're not. They're just loading up. They're waiting for their moment. So with that, just be prepared for attacks, big attacks. Yes, I know we're getting good buying pressure. We're being able to hold them off. It seems like they're at bay for the most part. But again, just because it says they borrowed the shares doesn't mean they shorted them. They could be holding them. It doesn't cost us anything to hold our shares, but it does cost them something to hold theirs. So I wouldn't expect for them to hold them for long. In fact, that's why you see them return shares. Doesn't always mean that they're short positions that they're returning. That's why this number keeps getting bigger, because the shorted positions are still staying short. They return shares to play mind games. Okay. All right. We're going to press on over to, oh, wait, hang on before we do that. It's not been updated yet. This will update again in the morning, but we're at 20.5 days. Average days on loan. That means that the long positions compared to the short positions average out to 20.5 days. All right. Carry on. Fintel. Look at this. 2 days to cover. Yes. Wonder what Ortex said. I didn't even look at that. Oh, it'll change in the morning, but they're pretty close. So 2 days to cover. Currently 82 out of 100. We didn't hit refresh. Didn't change. 82 out of 100 on the short squeeze score. Currently sitting number 62. That's actually really, really good, guys. Don't get me wrong. We don't need to be sitting in the top 10 or top 15. In fact, one thing that you may have been starting to notice is that when you get onto this short squeeze list, the higher up you go, it seems to me like the worse off you are. Look at BBIG and SDC. Both of them have been suffering And they're the top squeeze scores out there. You've got like the number 1, 2, and number 4, 5, something like that. Yeah, just because it's up there doesn't mean it's great. All right. No shares currently available to be lent out from a leading prime brokerage. Much like Ortex, it's not all of them. This is only one of them. And our short borrow fee rate, according to Fintel, was 20.79. Not too far off from what it was on Ortex as an average. Now, the current cost to borrow could be much higher. They don't show it on Fintel because they've got nothing to lend out, so they can't charge them anything. Let's hit refresh one more time. Let's see if this updated. Negative. All right, so this kind of just confirms what I said. They still shorted the stock. This is, of course, FINRA volume. This is just about half of the overall trading. So this is not all of it, but through the FINRA, through the dark pools, 36% of it was short volume. PSX short volume was 121,000, and CBOE is probably going to be pretty close to this number, maybe halfway up to 1 million. And then that'll put your combined short volume ratio right around the 40% mark. So showing that they haven't given up. They're still shorting the stock. But on these green days, it seems like they don't short as heavily. Let's move on to this one, short sale transactions. I've only got, the yesterday's info in. We'll just go straight to here. This is only transactions of over $5,000. That's it. And this, again, is not all of the transactions across all of the exchanges. So, for yesterday, 92 transactions, only about 200,000 shares shorted for about $1 million. We know that's not exactly accurate because of what I just said. This is not all the exchanges. Look, EDGX, BATS. If you scrolled through this, those are basically the only two you're going to see. Okay. So we talked about the TA, we did the options, we did Ortex, we did Fintel. The Fed talk, really quick. So here's what I got on that. I'm a smooth brained ape. I don't understand all of the jargon all the time. But what I did understand from this Fed meeting is, as of right now, nothing's changing. Look for November for the next meeting for maybe more interest rate talks. From what I gathered, you've got the possibility of a taper and an interest hike. So providing they don't happen at the same time, I think we'll be all good. As long as they happen separately, But again, smooth brain ape here. Not 100%. I'll be willing to bet, though, Sterling or Terry has probably covered this a little bit better than I can. And if not, there's a plethora of information out there. The other thing I want to go ahead and cover real quick was this thing right here. So Metamaterials had this announcement here, and this is awesome. Ideas for innovation. Basically, just it's an outreach program. They're going to they're reaching out to bring more tech together, help bring all of it to one. From what I'm gathering, again, this is one of those things where you rely on Sterling, not me. I love Metamaterials. I love everything about Metamaterials. I'm more here for the glucose-wise. I think that, to me, is the most important thing they're doing because it touches base with me better. It's more close to home for me. However, I do know that our applications in the aerospace, astronautics, space, whatever, cars, sky's the limit with us. 5G, 6G, buildings, you name it. We're going to do it. But anyway, rambling again. If you want to know more about this, I would be willing to bet Sterling's video is going to cover this much better than I will. I just wanted to say, hey, awesome. We got more great news out of Meta, constantly accelerating, constantly moving forward. I can't wait to see where this unicorn takes us. I'm just going to hop on the back and go for the ride. Yeah, so that basically covers all of the news, covers all that other good information. What do we got left? Haha, the prediction. All right, let's go back to our chart where we can do that. Do some clicking, some moving, some sliding. All right, Slide that up like that. So since we did see a really good green day today, and it was on low volume, we're going to go ahead, again, start with our bear prediction, because it works. If we go bear, we're going to tap $5, and probably break through that and go as low as $4.95 to $4.90. Expect a bounce of $4.90 back up towards the $5 channel. And we're probably going to trade in here for a short amount of time before taking another dip back down towards $4.95. And again, this is going to be on short volume primarily. They're going to really try and hammer us down coming towards the end of the week. So from there, expect maybe a break of $4.95 to $4.80, a retracement back up to the $5 range, and a close of $5. If we don't see all of this jargon down in here, that means the short positions really aren't hammering on us, and expect for a sideways day between the $4.95 and the $5.05 channel. If we go bull, which I really think we're going to go, I think we're going to have a very good day tomorrow. Bull call is going to be open up, of course, where we're at, maybe even a little higher towards the 520 channel. Make an immediate dip of $5, tap and go. We tap $5, we run immediately to the back to 510, break through it for 515 and 520. Probably tap off 520 one good solid time, maybe twice. If we can get that second attempt and then maybe break through, look for 535. Beyond 535 is 550. Again, I don't see us breaking right through 535. We may test it, come through real quick, and come back down. We need volume. Volume is going to be the key. If we can get the volume, cracking 530 is easy. 550 is our next line. And of course, from 550, we just keep moving up. 565, 580, 595 to $6 channel. $6 being going to be probably our hardest next level of resistance past the 580 mark. So yeah, I don't see us going that far, but if we do, fantastic. I wouldn't see past 580 though. That's big. That's a hard one. All right, guys, so that's what I got for today. Like, subscribe, comment below for the algorithms. Do what you got to do. Make sure you're sharing this with your friends and family to get the word of Meta out. Again, if you want to talk science, go talk to Sterling. If you want to talk TA, talk to me. Peace.